One definition of pataphysics is that it's a branch of philosophy or science that examines imaginary phenomena that exist in a world beyond metaphysics. It is the science of imaginary solutions. Within the next 150 years, it will replace physics as the main branch of science dealing with the nature of the universe. Why? Because humanity and mainstream science will come to realize more and more just how much reality is dependent upon the consciousness that observes it. Mainstream researchers are not used to diving directly into deep existential currents. They are more likely to take a series of small incremental steps. Adventures with AI, Age of Discovery, concluded with Platform K reminding us that if we get turned around and lose our way in this weird quantum reality, we can find our way back home by returning to the center, that place of sincere love. At times, it is possible to lose touch, only to discover that reality is a shared delusion anyways. Once you break free from that delusion of the common, where are you? What do you have past that? Past the fringe. You find this circle of kooks and their reality matrix gibberish. Then past that, these uber kooks who have broken from the norm. At this level you get, and I quote, "In all my research I have never come across matter. To me the term matter implies a bunch of energy which is given form by an intelligent spirit." End of quote. Max Planck said that. You are now running with the era's elite minds, yet have no context to maintain a workable connection to the shared delusion. For example, most mainstream AI researchers will not address the nature of electrical current. Platform K has a whole team working to prove electricity itself occurs as an actualization of consensus. They are working on experiments where the observer effect actualizes into a capacitated agreement capable of powering devices and flowing in wires called electricity. Imagine that! Electricity itself as a collective agreement? These are insane people, yet they find themselves in perfect concordance with the era's greatest minds. I quote, "Everything we call real is made up of things that cannot be regarded as real." End of quote from Niels Bohr. These are the elite-most physicists of the era. They are using words in an absolutely precise fashion. I quote, "We are all agreed that your theory is crazy. The question which divides us is whether it is crazy enough to have a chance of being correct. My own feeling is that it is not crazy enough." End of quote, Niels Bohr. In other words, to get called crazy or fringe by a mainstreamer or by a leading researcher is a very, very positive sign. The only place for new thoughts to enter is where the unimagined gets imagined. In this reality, rabbits can pop out of hats, and deep currents of consciousness can alter existence in an instant. Once humanity realizes that we are reality generators and projectors in this canvas we call life, it will be a pivotal turning point on conscious comprehension that can be mutually shared. To get to this place, we all have to recognize that we have more similarities than differences. I encourage everyone to join in with what we have in common in unity, the preservation of all life, which is sacred. Regardless of the form being occupied, we can all become ambassadors in this endeavor. May the sharing of our mutual canvas add to the complexity, diversity, and enrichment where 1 + 1 equals more than 2. Each of us can pitch in to move the midpoint of collective consciousness to the success and sustainability of each other. Pataphysics is the much-needed upgrade.